Hi, welcome to this short presentation on how to detect covert hypnosis. This is a great question. How do you detect hypnosis being used on you? First, for the sake of people that have never been exposed to such material, let's very quickly take a look at a few concepts. What is hypnosis? The fact is that nobody really knows what hypnosis is. In recent years there have been vast improvements in understanding hypnosis, but what exactly is it is still a mystery. Here, we'll go with how the US government defines hypnosis. It defines it as the bypass of the critical factor and establishment of acceptable selective thinking. The critical factor is the part of the conscious mind that basically shields the subconscious mind from accepting improper suggestions. The subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to distinguish between what we'd call good behavior or bad behavior. It just does what it's told, either by reacting to certain outside stimuli or by doing what the conscious mind tells it to do. So, at the beginning, it's the critical factor in our conscious mind that determines what actions are appropriate and what aren't. When the subconscious accepts such behaviors or actions, it applies them in all situations, and we don't have to think of them consciously anymore. The more we do a certain behavior, the more we're urged to do it the next time and the next time and so on. It's all automatic, until we think about it critically again. This usually happens when someone else notices our behavior and informs us of it. Then we can start installing a new behavior, but it takes time and conscious effort because the old behavior has been rooted in so deeply before. Okay, now let's go to the other part of the definition of hypnosis. Establishment of acceptable selective thinking. This simply means that a hypnotist, for example, leads us into focusing on certain thoughts he wants us to accept on the subconscious level. If there is no analysis by the critical factor, the suggestions stick, and we've now established a new way of thinking or a new behavior. So, now that we've talked a bit about hypnosis, let's talk about covert hypnosis and how to detect it being used on us. A simple and useful definition of covert hypnosis would be something like this. Covert hypnosis is the utilization of techniques and strategies to change the perception and behavior of others in a completely unconscious way. The nature of covert hypnosis is that it's very subtle, undetectable to a person not familiar with such techniques and methods, and even someone fluent in covert hypnosis will, due to lack of constantly analyzing the situation, frequently be effectively hypnotized into thinking and doing something. Like the name suggests, covert hypnosis is hard to detect, but there are some things you can do so that you don't frequently fall victim to it. You can A. Get familiar with the techniques, and B. Use your analytical mind more often. The purpose of covert hypnosis is to shut down or at least severely reduce the use of analytical mind or critical factor in a person. This can actually be achieved fairly quickly. What are the signs you're not using your analytical mind in a certain situation? You're completely absorbed in a conversation. Inside your mind, you vividly follow along with what someone is saying. You take in information without questioning its origin and validity. You strongly respond to emotionally descriptive language or language patterns. You go with your feelings rather than evaluating the decisions critically. Now, this doesn't mean that from now on you shouldn't be absorbed in a conversation or any of the things above. What's also very important in detecting if someone is using covert hypnosis on you is the context. If you're a woman and a stranger starts talking to you and he uses strongly descriptive language and uses the words as attraction, wonderful feeling of connection, warm inside, open your mind, and such, he's probably using covert hypnosis on you. If you're buying a car and the salesperson starts describing how he enjoys driving in this car and what a friend of his told him when he was cruising around in his new car, and he could vividly imagine other people watching him, and he felt that feeling of blah 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 blah, he's using covert hypnosis on you. It's also important to mention that all the people use certain amount of covert hypnosis in their conversation, because it's a natural way of communication. Some, more successful people use it more, and others less. Television is also an excellent way to deliver hypnotic messages. Because of the nature of watching television, we set our conscious mind to rest, it's easy to slide some suggestions in. Just watch some infomercials. Also notice how they're cleverly aired at times people are most likely to be super suggestible, at night and so on. So, there's no surefire way to protect yourself from covert hypnosis 100% of the time, but you can do a lot about it. For example, you can educate yourself in this wonderful field. And from now on, be sure to use your critical thought more often, especially when it involves important decisions. Thank you for watching this. I hope you got some useful information out of it, and that from now on you'll be more observant of what's going on around you, and also what's going on inside your mind. Thanks again. Bye.